And start recording. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We have just defeated Catopiplas. And in so doing, we have unlocked the ability to save, so now we can go beat Ultimecia. We haven't unlocked magic, but I don't remember how to get to that boss, so I don't care. Oh wow, Eric. How new is that casino? No, I did the paintings one. The one I need is the one... So in order to get to the final boss of this place, I have to get across here without it falling. And I don't remember how to trick it to not falling. That's the only boss I'm missing, though, is the one at the other end of this. If anyone remembers how to do this, feel free to tell me. I might as well go unlock magic while I'm right here. In fact, hang on. Because there's a party switch thing right here. Human tanks are plenty useful, depending on how well they're used. It's not super new. Well, Kay, if you don't tell me what that story is, then I will kill you horribly. Or you can tell me, I mean, that's cool too. So where's this... Wait, is that it? Is this thing it? No, Renoa is not Ultimecia. God. No, Ultimecia is obviously their daughter. Which is my personal favorite pet theory, by the way. So what am I supposed to stand on? Like, it's not letting me interact with this thing over here. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Hitboxes! How do they work? Ultimecia was always the hot dog vendor. Or the hot dog. So yeah, Crystal Boss. See? Told you there's a Crystal Boss. I don't even remember his name, but he's Crystal Boss. Yeah, granddaughter might actually make more sense. Give it a little more time. Yeah, definitely Dakota. Merry Christmas, Seraphim. I can live through that, right? Let's make sure we can. There we go. We lived through it, we're fine. One of my favorite boss deaths. Yeah, Zell is clearly the Riku of this playthrough. And we'll unlock magic. Just for the hell of it. While we're here. You know, okay. What would be kind of a cool idea, and this is just me talking completely out my arse here, is maybe the reason the overworld is so screwed up throughout the game. Of course, Crazy Norse. I have no idea. Maybe the reason the overworld is so screwed up is specifically because of the fact that... Actually, I want to go this way, don't I? I can get there from here. Actually, no, I can't. I can. Is because in the time compression that happens in the future, Adel has wrecked so much of it. So, that's why it always was that way. You could even explain... Ah, I can't get that one. I was right the first time. That would help to explain some of the inconsistencies in the overworld and how it just somehow works, even though it probably shouldn't. But you'd have to establish that. You'd have to build that up. Yeah, Adel's super dead. This is actually kind of irritating what I have to do here in order to progress. Hang on. But yeah, I think this dungeon deserves a plus. I am a weirdo, but I still stand by it. It's unique. It's actually got a pretty cool gimmick. Oh, for God's sakes, do I really? Okay, I'll just do this. I like the boss designs in general. Like I said, each boss has its own little gimmick to it, which I, of course, was just skipping through. I feel like I answered that, Baron, but the answer is Ultimecia, but Adel should have been worse. Ultimecia is supposed to be this big manipulative thing, but nope. She's just super ridiculously powerful. I mean, it kind of makes sense, because by Ultimecia's time, she is the only sorceress, which means all of the sorcerer's power is in one person. The problem with that is that should also explain why Rinoa is so powerful, because by the time she is sorceress, right now, she should be the only sorceress around. Yeah, this is, by memory, among, if not the favorite of my, for me, of last dungeons in this game. Or in this franchise, excuse me. I can construct a sentence, I swear. Yeah, no kidding, Golvag. Like I said, I do actually feel a lot of sympathy for Ultimecia, even though she is evil, and, you know, duh. No, I gave 1.5 negatives to it, Tigzar. I wanted to give 2, but you guys wouldn't have it. So we put it as part of an aggregate. And of course there's the clock tower. I'd make the Castlevania reference, which this probably is, but... at the same time, I mean, there's a whole time motif thing, so that's probably where they're going with this. This is Tiamat. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, most of the characters are basically not. The one exception is Zell, and if you'll notice, I have given a story positive for Zell. But he really is the only character who keeps moving after, you know, Disc 2, like you say. Okay, now that we have the ability to save... I mean, if you're going to use it as an elite, sure, I don't see why not, Zuckdaft. Depends on the enemy ship, though. Okay, so... we could... luck spam this, but we have... everyone is set up at least moderately well. Squall is the only one... oh yeah, I said I'd mega cheat. Yeah, I'll try first. I'm pretty sure I can beat her right now. Good point. Let's make sure we're junctioning that. I think I did, but I'm not sure if I did. Oh, I didn't junction Blue off Alex. Actually, no, the built-in cheats for FF7 are pretty crap. But I don't plan to cheat for FF7 at all, so... If we die, we'll be seeing this cutscene again. Merry Christmas, Ginger Ninja. Hiya, Moon. Seed. Curse all seeds. Swarming like locusts across generations. Okay, so let me just say something. There are several villains that get decent characterization in Dissidia. Ultimisha is one of those. She's actually done pretty well in Dissidia. Not so much here. Curse you, Ginger Ninja! Curse all Ginger Ninjas! On the PC version of FF7, I've actually cheated in New Game Plus mode several times, because in the PC version there's a save editor, so you can just set materia and equipment and all sorts of fun stuff like that. Actually, funnily enough, the letter C is not used in Imperial, which uses the English alphabet, because it's a redundant letter. Q is not used either, funnily enough. Thank you, Ginger Ninja. Thank you very, very much. Very much obliged, the gift. Thank you. Although you didn't tell me where you want to put it. So, random luck. This is the first thing that sucks about this fight. The party members you get are randomized. If we get Squall, we're fine. This is actually my preferred thing. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to show off some summons. We're going to start setting up. Kidding, Pay Maniac. I guess I'll get him up. Yes. So this is Myron. I'm pretty sure she wants to look cool, and that's why she does that. I mean, do you blame her? I want to look cool. Get up. I do like several of the spell effects in this game, which is kind of a shame, really. So this is Bahamut. Moon. I do like this setup. The wings visible below the clouds. Not the best Mega Flare, but I do like this Bahamut. I'd say probably my second or third favorite design overall. Maybe, I don't know. One more summon to show off. Okay, this actually might suck. Hang on. What? Oh, well, Irving's destroyed. So that's neat. And Renoa is destroyed, so that's neat. What in the hell? There's no cheats on. We turned off the speed up. This is just how it looks. Whatever. So, Eden. Well, I never saw Eden's model in full detail until FF14. Yes, Eden is actually a she. Multiple she's. You can see them all down there. There's like 6 of them, I think? Really like the glyphs for some reason. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people actually theorize that Eden is a garden of some kind. Or just a similar Sentra thing, you know? We have not seen Doom Train, because the cheat didn't actually give me the item to summon it, so I didn't get the Solomon's Ring. Still going, we're not done yet. We have to destroy the galaxy first. You didn't need that galaxy anyways, did you? 5,000 damage. Worth it! Yeah, there's a lot of over-the-top attacks in this series, but that one always takes the cake for me because she blows up the galaxy. So anyways, Phase 1 done. See you around, Golvike. Merry Christmas. Yeah, Eden naturally breaks the damage cap, which is a big deal because it was the first time they ever did that. Well, the first time they ever deliberately did that. FF3 on the NES actually allowed you to break the damage cap, as I've talked about before. Most over-the-top Final Fantasy game? 13-3. Probably one of the 13s in general, but definitely 13-3. Oh yeah, he can destroy spells. There's actually a whole formula to determine what spells he destroys. You can actually break the formula and control it. If you feel like it. There's like a whole priority system and blah blah blah. I'm not gonna bore you with it because I don't know it off the top of my head. Phase 3. The Guardian Force. The girlfriend's true power. Allow me to show you. Dumbass! Make them bleed! Sorry. Legendary Beast. Good damn song. Effectively the first final boss song of 3. Hope you enjoyed it, because it's already stopped. Hey, it's Ozma. Then we have Maybe I'm a Lion. Yeah, no, good song. Although not my favorite of this trio, but still a very good song. Imagine if we looked like this every time we junctioned with a thing. By the way, if you're wondering, the legitimate method to get Holy Wars or Heroes or whatever is the Laguna card. That's how you get it legitimately. Oh, you... I mean, if you want me to, Valvedrix, that'd be a nice Christmas present. I don't mind. I should do that anyways. Phase 2, or 3, technically down. So, some people have argued that... Actually, because we got another phase after this. Some people have argued that her final form is her going One-Winged Angel, and some have argued that it's just what she actually looks like. What do you think? Remember, the One-Winged Angel trope isn't about becoming big and weird and creepy. It's all about, you know, being willing to go above and beyond what you normally are, even at your own expense. Basically saying, well, I've lost, so now I'm going to kill myself to kill you. That's the One-Winged Angel concept. I personally think it's her One-Winged Angel form. I think by the time she hits this point, she's lost. And she basically is willing to destroy herself with her own power just to get to you. Mimetic mutation, Plutonia. Yes, took a while for the sound effect to load there. Ladies and gentlemen, the extreme. I'm gonna mute myself. By the way, how many of you never noticed her down below there? Because that's where she actually is. And yeah, another connection between 8 and 10 there. with the anima thing. I wouldn't say so, Zach Taft. I don't think I'm physically capable of scanning her, no. Is there a scan item? If not, then no. I cannot scan her. If you enjoyed that dialogue, it's the only real characterization she gets in this game. That and Adia's speech. I think she was going to say, "I will not allow it," or something like that. Since a lot of her characterization has been about her desperation to continue on beyond everything. Yeah, actually really good sound design in my opinion. So that was the final bosses. Now we're basically lost in time. But it's okay, because with willpower we can focus on a point and get back to where we need to go. I'm not really making fun, that is exactly how they present the idea. Merry Christmas, Orange Deku. Although, considering that this is Type 1 time travel, that helps to smooth out how they're able to go back, since they were always there, if you know what I mean. Although, that isn't like a guaranteed, it just means, you know. No, we're playing FF7 next, Zactaf. Then FF9, then FF4, then FF5, and then FF6. There are 3 types of time travel, really. That's not just my own lore, that's how it works. Although, of course, a single setting can have multiple time travel rules, depending on the types of time travel being utilized. For example, if you use magic to time travel versus using technology, sometimes that can come up with a different result. See Chrono Trigger for a good example of that. I mean, we're at the point where the FFs are no longer super long things, like 10, 10-2, and 12 were. So you'll notice This actually makes so much sense in its own weird way. Squall is lost and alone, and so his mind, remember, his will determines where he ends up. So when he is fully lost and alone, he ends up here. At the moment where he was most lost, looking for his sister, the defining moment of his childhood. Naturally, Adia doesn't recognize him, but this also means that Adia also recognized him pretty much at every point in the future. Because for her, she'd already seen him like this. This is the beginning of the loop, effectively. Note that she has already become a sorceress. Adia has. She mentioned that she did at childhood, and then once, 16 or years ago or whatever, which is right here. So she already knows how this sorceress thing works. Thus, she already knows how to deal with Ultimecia. And she only takes Ultimecia's powers to ensure that none of the children are past those powers. Notice Ultimecia's final lines are ones of terror, by the way. So, this is when the idea of seed and gardens are planted in Adia's mind. Time loops. They just kind of keep existing in a torturous state, Tigzar. Gardens train seeds. Seeds are trained to defeat the sorcerers. He flat out tells her the whole point of seed and the gardens right here. Adia also figures out that we are Squall. We'd have to rewrite reality to make that work, Valvedrix. Yeah, Adia is actually pretty smart. She figures... She's in many ways the linchpin of this entire story. This is the orphanage, J. Maria Greywall. Back when it wasn't in ruins. And he even does the salute, which she will then use to copy in the future. It's at least 3 bits of information that technically originate from nowhere, thanks to the closed time loop. And then we have to do drugs one more time, which is, in my opinion, the weakest part of this ending. I've often wondered if some of Kingdom Hearts' thing was inspired by this concept. The connecting lines between people, allowing them to, find each other. Because it is Renoa's power and her connection to us that allows her to find us in the compression of time and pull us back out of it. Like, she got out. Everyone else got out. But she also, if you remember, has every sorceress's power. So... back in Utah. I will give them credence. The animation on him is pretty good here. Like, he obviously looks tired here, but as we go further in, he's going to look like he is just barely walking on, like he's just exhausted. It always happened this way the first time, though. That's how a closed time loop works. There is no first time. There's only the singular time. That's the whole point of time as a linear line. That's why I call it that, rather than whatever the proper term is. Because there's no repetition. There's no repeated loops. There's no actual circle. It's just one line of events. I think so, yes, Pave Maniac. Yeah, look at him. He just looks like he's ready to fall over here. Then we skip forward a bit, and yeah, this just really emphasizes how he's just... Oh, and by the way, hope you enjoyed that multiple miles journey, because now you're on a single spit of rock. And of course, the music is all wonky and weird, which makes sense. Because we have to do some drugs. Not yet. We're getting there. So she, meanwhile, she's gotten out. And she's looking for him. I haven't decided yet, Zactaf, but I'm not going to start the collection until all of them are out, is the idea. Might do them in production order, might do them in story order. Haven't decided yet. So yeah, now we do some drugs. I think the visual effects ruin it a bit for me. I like the looping concept, because the whole idea of basically being stuck in time makes sense in its own weird way. It's the effects they put that are just like, okay. If I had to explain this, I would say it's Squall trying to make sense of everything he's seen, while everything he's seen is being smeared across his brain at the same time. I don't have an Xbox, Zactaft. I probably never will. Yeah, or it's just drugs. Although, in the interest of symbolism, you'll notice that the consistency here is that each one has her being removed from the equation. Renoa being erased one way or the other. However, as I said, Renoa does have every sorceress's power at this point. Although, imagine if it just ended there. Oh, right, I gotta mute this. Sorry. I'd sing, but, you know, I completely forgot it played over the ending. So stupid, I gotta mute this. Hey, lawyers. I'm gonna pretend the lawyers are over there. Okay. Listen, Cypher's dead, okay? I don't care what the ending says. I don't care what anyone else says. Cypher's dead. Super dead. So she drags him back out into reality. Reasonably well, Damashi. I got to show her off a bit before I crushed her like a bug. Oh god, that would be horrible to quite. I mean, okay, yeah, this right here. This clinches the negative to Cypher for me, right here. God dang it. And I like this ending, too. Poor Raijin. Like, if you just eject Cypher from this scene, it's actually still a good scene. Just Raijin and Fujin, you know, fishing and joking and having fun. Okay, yeah, I'm with that. Fujin kicking him in. Alright, cool. But no, he's still here. And probably technically still in charge of Galbadia, which is weird when you think about that. This is a good scene. This scene is messed up, though. Rain. I love how Laguna would be so awkward that he wouldn't actually know how to ask, so he'd just start to walk away and just put the ring on her, because he has no idea how to ask. Right? Like, there's just something wonderfully Laguna about that. Yeah, I got one too. Question mark? You can just see it. Question mark? I do admit I would have liked it better if Rain had been the one who proposed, but whatever. Yeah, have him be like, Moon. Yeah, he's gonna side with crayons, like, marry me? Damn it, Permeus. Nobody's made a Death Star joke this whole game. Even though the moon is like a constant element. Kyrus and Ward, they just stay in the background. They don't get full animation. Hi, Ultimishi. I mean, alone. Oh, that would be even better, Ridge Loss. Like, he was like, okay, I'm gonna propose, I'm gonna propose. And he just can't do it, and then she's like, will you marry me, Laguna? He's like, but. And so, like, they each wear 2 rings. Just. Alone's a character? Really? Sorry. Alone's fine. I don't have many thoughts on her, though. Oh, that's jittery as hell. Of course, Selfie's the one with the camera. Why wouldn't she be? Laguna's... Or, excuse me, Laguna. Wow. Irvine is being a Dorcas. Why is she recording with such little battery? Like, you can see in the lower right. I think you're right. I think we can officially unmute at this point. Sid wearing the exact same outfit. Sorry, I shouldn't make fun. And she finally changes back into her normal outfit. I actually agree, Dakota. I've always felt like they worked on this one either separately or later after they'd gotten more experience with what they were doing. Maybe it's just the grain effect that helps. I don't know. God, Irving is tall. Maybe they're just short. I don't know. But he's a full head plus over everyone else. Irving, of course, has no idea how to hold the camera because he's a moron. There you go. There you go. He's also Irving. There's his totally hot dogs. This is probably the part that's always irritated me the most about this sequence. It's a nice, loving, heartwarming sequence, except then Zell, like, does this. By the way, that's the woman who had a crush on him. Who I only showed off once, but she's there. And then he, like, does... He's just weird for some reason. And he does this. He's still got the food in his cheeks, too. For some reason. I don't know. That just bugs me. They could have done Zell better. IMO. There's actually a post-credits in this game, believe it or not. God, that frame rate. Okay, so I have some pluses and minuses to give out. So let's wrap this up, shall we? First and foremost, Ginger Ninja, you're awesome. You never told me what you want to put that towards, though. And you're probably gone now, so I'm just going to have to write that down and get back to that later. Second of all... Yep, Squall's dead. Sorry. Sorry. No, I'm sorry, Ethel. You know there's going to be a negative. You know it. I know it. We know it. Everyone knows it. And it's for Cypher. No, I already gave the Cypher negative. But let's deal with the negative first, shall we? All right, Ethel. Then I'm afraid we're all going to have to kill you horribly. Bam! Actually, what I'm doing is I'm baking this into the aggregate that we've already been building. So this is an aggregate negative, but... Final boss. From a gameplay perspective, it is my opinion that the final bosses are not good game design. I've already shown why in previous streams. I went out of my way not to show this time, because I've got other streams to do. But I don't think they're good game design. And it's a shame because most of the stuff in the final dungeon is what I would call good game design. I do like some of the phases, but I don't like the rest of the phases. So... There's three big things that push that into a negative for me. And those are, in no particular order, the random party choice, the stat gating of the mandatory pulsar shot that you can't get around, and the fact that she, multiple of her forms, mostly the Griever forms, can just delete your spells, even if they're junctioned, which can completely screw with you. Everything else is fine. Even some good stuff. Like, the actual final fight is actually pretty good. Aw, he lived. Nah, I'm kidding. I'm happy for him. And they finally kiss. And then have children, and then those children go on to be Ultimecia. Anyway, so... happy ending. And also, one last moon. Because they really like the moon in this game. If you didn't catch that. So, that's it for negatives. Switching over to positives. Ultimicia's Castle. Oh, did it just... It did! Holy crap. It just closed the executable. Did it start it up again? Looks like it did. Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay, so... Ultimicia's Castle. I know, right? Crazy Norse. Because it's still going to be bad. Yeah, the idea is basically that in the future, after Ultimecia is defeated, then they really have peace. No, really. But yeah, that's like a generation or 2 or 3 down the line. Actually, I'm going to bake something else into the aggregate negative over here. There. All right. So, gameplay plus Ultimicia's Castle. Absolutely. Story positive. The ending. I do like this ending. This is actually among my favorite endings in the FF series. Believe it or not. So I've got 3 more pluses to debate with you guys. Plus, Actually, I suppose I shouldn't, because I already gave that, didn't I? Well, I could still give another plus for it. So, pluses that we're debating. I'm stuttering here because I'm trying to think how to explain this. So the first plus I want to give is to the fact that it actually managed a good, well, concisely done Type 1 time travel plot. I know that sounds like a weird thing to give a plus to, but as I've said many times, Type 1 time travel, which is the time is linear line thing, is much harder to write than any other form of time travel. Actually keeping track of this and making sure everything fits without plot holes is a lot of work. Someone sat down and plotted out the main plot of this game well in advance and did a really good job with it, in my opinion. It's probably one of the better time travel stories I've ever seen. That's kind of sad if you think about it, but I still stand by it. So that's point number 1 I'm debating. Point 2 is actually visual design. Believe it or not. A lot of the stuff in the final dungeon was really reminding that, especially in the final bosses. But there's actually a lot of good visual design stuff. In fact, to use another example of this, when they show off the time compression itself, that's another good example of visual design. And like the bleeding background as you're fighting, you know. I guess that would list under story? I'm not sure. Okay, this silence is weirding me out. Hang on, let me pull up my playlist. I actually have a Final Fantasy playlist. So we'll just skip down to 8 really quick here. Or we could play the song we're going for a game we're going to be playing in just a little bit. I would say time compression is explained as well as they can explain a concept like that. Agreed. Dakota. 7's menu is phenomenal. You know, I could do that, Blue Wolf Alex. I agree. I agree. Story plus... Gameplay plus. I agree with that. Yeah, gameplay is neutral right now. 7 pluses, 7 negatives. Story is 12 pluses and 5 negatives right now. Just running through my notes here. Oh! Right, the third music plus. What do you think, guys? For me, it's... time compression. Hang on. Compression of time. In fact, hang on. I've got those songs right here. So, this is why I want to give a third plus to music. In order. And. And. Why is it not here? Hang on. And... we're up to 6 now. 6 really, in my opinion, really good songs. All in the outro. Just bam, 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 bam. Good music down the list. Now you're gonna hate me, but I just realized that we have to discuss another gameplay positive. Which song is that, you, Evan? Because I'm not clicking that. Oh, Moving. No. That would be this one. I don't like this one that much. It's neutral for me. It's not as bad as... I don't like this song at all. We never heard the Chocobo song. Which is also my favorite Chocobo song in the entire franchise, by the way. Yeah, the Chocobo minigame could go to hell. There it is. Sorry, there's like 5 Chocobo songs in 7. I had to find it, Blue Wolf. It's electric to Chocobo. I'm gonna put that one under gameplay for the third music. So that actually pushes us up to gameplay positive. So we're actually at here right now. And where are we at here? Actually here right now. Yep, that's where we're at right now. We got one last one to debate. What do you think of the outro of this game? So, final dungeon, final bosses, climax, finale, ending, epilogue. Because we've been debating the intros and outros of the FFs as we go. I agree with Takoida, this is definitely a good overall outro. The save thing is stupid. I actually put that into an aggregate negative. Capping off an aggregate. Because that is dumb. But in my opinion, there's only two flaws with the outro. Flaw number one, I guess you could say the encounter rate. That's fair. But so in the encounter rates, there's three flaws. The encounter rate, the second and third final bosses, and the cipher thing. Like, everything else is phenomenal for me in the outro. That's better than I could say for most of these. I've already given a negative to the cipher thing and to the final bosses thing. Yeah, hang on, let me switch deck down to 8 music here. Here's a song I know everyone loves. No, Larian. I think, story-wise, I don't think I can justify an additional story positive for the outro. Especially since I already gave one separate for the ending. But I think the actual overall outro deserves a gameplay positive, so I'm gonna go and give it that. Yes, Crazy Norse, along with Gilgamesh's theme, which is funny. Because I'm not a huge fan of either of those, but I'm the weirdo. Like, I like this song, don't mistake me, it's just not my favorite. So yeah. So that puts us there. No, you haven't. I actually already gave the card game a positive. Pretty sure, maybe. Did I not? I never gave those. So we were giving a gameplay negative and a gameplay positive for the card game. So gameplay positive. I guess I never wrote those down. Sorry. So triple triad. There. So, sorry. So that leaves us with this and that. The hell is that? Oh, it's on random for my entire thing. So apparently that's from Disney's Brother? I didn't know I had that soundtrack. Anyways, let's turn off random. Let's go back to FF8 here. Here, just for you. The draw system, I'm pretty sure, got a negative. Yep. The junction system got a positive. We also gave a negative for the ammo magic thing. See, I think that's actually everything. I'm just... This is why we do this roundup at the end, to make sure we didn't miss everything. Because what we're looking at right now is plus 7 to story and plus 2 to gameplay, which actually sounds about right to me. Like, if... No, Eric. Although we do have a few additional things, but... there's no moral problems with it at all. It's clearly incredibly correct, and everyone should do that 100% of the time. I don't know, dude. Is this the most... This isn't a particularly grindy FF, but it actually is a grindy FF, which is something we noted there. See, that's one of the problems with FF8. People are like, oh, it's super easy. All you have to do is break it in half. Like, I found a guide. Let's see if I can find it again really quick here. That was talking about how to break the game really early. What he didn't mention is that he's looking at an hour and a half or so of grinding in order to do it. You can do it, and that's basically the only grinding you're going to have to do in the game, but you still have to just stop playing the game and go break the game for an hour and a half. Here we go. Yeah, this thing right here. And it's like, okay, that works, but you still have to... Right? With that being said, I don't think FF8 is the grindiest FF. That would probably be 3. In all sincerity, of the FFs I've played so far, it would either be 3 or 12. Those would be... One of those two would be the grindiest, by far. So... I don't think... I personally don't count absence of characterization as a negative. It's more like an absence of a positive. You didn't see our 10 run, did you, Kay? We didn't grind until the very end of 10. We didn't have to. I was damned proud of taking on the 2 big bosses that everyone talks about, which is Seymour 3 and Unalesca, without cheating, without grinding. Because you can do that. But, yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I'm still proud of that Unalesca fight. I cannot believe we pulled that off. Anyways. I think, yeah, I think I'm going to stick with that. So that is plus 7 to story. And... yeah, plus 2 to gameplay. A legitimately good, but very flawed game. Oh, just to complete the game, okay. 100%ing is ridiculous. We're not considering the grind 100%. But yeah, I've always said FF8's... well, that's not true. That's not true. Ever since I actually played through the whole game, which was my 3rd time playing it, if you're keeping track, I have said that this is a good game, and I stand by that statement. The problem is, it is also a very flawed game. I've said this before, and I'll say this again. If you ever want to pick up FF8 or replay FF8, buy this exact version, the PC version, and cheat. Just cheat your balls off with the built-in cheats. You're going to have a much more enjoyable time. Trust me. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and chop off the local recording.